when and how to raise the hands. Okay? Ahnaf, they say that you should raise your hand first and then say takbir. So this is how the Ahnaf takbir is preferred. Ahnaf say you should raise your hands then say takbir. So it'll be like this. Allahu Akbar. So you raise your hands, Allahu Akbar. This is whether you raise it and then you go Allahu Akbar. So this is Ahnaf view. The others, they will do this. They won't raise their hand first then say Allahu Akbar. They will say Allah, like they say Allahu Akbar. So you will be beginning to end with the emotion of raising and doing the takbir, Allahu Akbar. And Ahnaf would say Allahu Akbar. Not much difference, because Ahnaf, they say in raising the hand, they say it's like nafi of everything other than Allah. Then you say Allahu Akbar. It's just a preference, not like it's not something which will have effect on your salah. It's everyone's trying to do it the best possible way. Okay, but everyone agree that the takbir and the movement of hand should be together. But do you raise it and then you say Allahu Akbar, or do you say Allahu Akbar? But nevertheless, the movement, what you can't do is Allahu Akbar, or you can't say Allahu Akbar. That's what you can't do. So they must come together. Okay. And when you do takbir, yes.
If you do it wrong, is it sunnah right? If you do it wrong, is it sunnah right?
What did we say? Raising hand is sunnah or fard? It is a sunnah. So if you say the takbir, Allahu Akbar, your salah is valid. Sunnah is the beautification and completion of that, to make it as best as possible. It won't affect the validity of salah. Okay? Also, while we're on it, that we will cover, inshallah, how your hand should be facing. Your hand should be facing towards the Qibla. This is the most accepted view. Even though there are other views, some Maliki says it should be facing, the back should be facing the top. Like someone who shows humility and fear, Allahu Akbar, rather than saying like this, should be. And some even said you can do like raising hands. But this view is good to know that this existed. But normally, most madhahib, they agree that your hand should be facing towards the Qibla. Okay. How not to do is good to discuss. How not to do the raising of hands. So, some people, they do like this. Allahu Akbar. Yeah, this is not a sunnah. You either raise it, unless you have a problem with your arm or something, but in generally, this is laziness. Okay. Also, a person shouldn't raise his elbows. Yeah, there's no need to knock two people out. Just normal. Okay. No need to raise elbows above your shoulders to do takbir. If someone cannot do a raising of hands because his hand is injured, but if one hand is possible, he should do one hand. Based on the hadith, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إِذَا أَمَرْتُكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ فَأْتُوا مِنْهُ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ. If I ordered you something, then do whatever you can from it. Yeah. There is another discussion. If the only option a person has to raise hand above his head by nothing below it, for example, someone's got bandages both his hands. He either raises it all the way like this, or he doesn't raise it. In that case, fuqaha do allow him to raise it, because that raising is not because he wants to go extra length, is because he cannot bend his elbows. But that person is ma'dhur. But it's good to know, should he not do it or should he do? But whatever he does, is still his salah is valid. Okay. Another point with raising the fingers, with raising the hands, is the fingers in takbir. Okay. How should the fingers be? Should they be attached or should they be apart? All right. Now, there is a hadith mentioned in Sunan Tirmidhi. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam كان إذا كبر للصلاة نشر أصابعه. When he would do takbir of salah, he would spread his fingers. And so, which shows the fingers should have gaps and not tight with each other. Nashara means to open it, yeah. Which is the view of Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, and Imam Abu Hanifa, that they should be naturally. You shouldn't make an effort to make them tight, but naturally, like you do. But Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, his madhab preference is that they should be together. Okay, because there is another hadith that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam إذا قام إلى الصلاة رفع يديه مدا. He raised the hand. Maddan is the opposite of nashran. Okay. But opening of fingers, does it mean open that way? Or does it mean open that way? He didn't have it like this. He had it open. Or does it mean he had it open? You understand? How do we join between the two hadith? If he had his hands closed, meaning the fingers were closed. If the fingers were open, meaning they were open like that. That would join both hadith. Yeah? But this is one way of looking at it and matching the hadith. The three madhahib, they actually say they should be natural. Yeah? I shouldn't make an effort to open them, and we shouldn't make an effort to go proper tight. But from the mad, then you can take. They are close together like this. And from nashran, you can take either it means that open or naturally open, or is the opposite of fist, like open. But nevertheless, a person should have at least his hand naturally like that, or he should make an effort to close it like that. Both are views found in the madhahib. Okay? So that might be the reason of difference of hadith understanding.